Welcome to the latest article from Clive. Got inspired, so I carefully write them down to share them with you. Remember, if you do not enjoy what you have now, how then can you be happier with even more? This article is entitled Yoked Up with Jesus. Matthew 11:30. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. When making up a team of yoked animals, you must firstly match each pair, ensuring that the right-handed animal is partnered up with the left-handed animal. You keep the powerhouse pair as close to the load as possible, but the leaders as far out in front to lead and to direct all that are being chained up behind them. That's why leaders need to be leaders and pullers need to be pullers. Now, wooden ox yokes are molded and prepared to match exactly the mold of the necks of the pair, and it is often impossible to reshape an existing yoke to adapt it to a new pair or a new partner. Behold, old things are passed away. Behold, all things are new. You can try to drive and to control a team of animals with a whip and a lash, but speaking encouraging makes for an easier team to work, more productive and less fighting between individual team members. Also, a milk yoke for humans are unique to each individual, and again, modifying a yoke to suit another person is nigh on impossible, as a yoke is unique to each person: width of shoulders, their height, slight or heavy build. Your yoke is yours alone. But along comes Jesus and says this in Matthew 11:30, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Jesus has his end tailor-made to suit himself, but as he knows your everything intimately, he has already skillfully crafted, molded and tailor-made your side for a perfect, comfy fit. Perfect, comfortable, and perfect when the load comes on, and it is time to haul and to really make tracks. Quote, he teaches us that his yoke is easy and his burden is light. We are to bear the yoke of Christ that we may be placed in complete union with him, yoked up with him. He says, wearing the yoke unites finite man with companionship with the dearly beloved Son of God. Lifting the cross cuts away self from the soul and places man where he learns how to bear Christ's burdens. We cannot follow Christ without wearing his yoke, without lifting the cross and bearing it after him. If our will is not in accord with the divine requirements, we are to deny our inclinations, give up our darling desires, and step in Christ's footsteps. Men, frame for their own necks yokes that seem light and pleasant to wear, but they prove galling in the extreme. Christ sees this and says, take my yoke upon you, the yoke you would place upon your own neck, thinking it is a precise fit, will not fit at all. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. The Lord never makes a false estimate concerning his heritage. He measures the men with whom he is working. When they submit to his yoke, when they give up the struggle that has been unprofitable for themselves and for the cause of God, they will find peace and rest. When they become sensible of their own weakness, their own deficiencies, they will delight to do God's will. They will submit to the yoke of Christ. Then God can work in them to will and to do his good pleasure, which is often entirely contrary to the plan of the human mind. When the heavenly anointed comes to us, we shall learn the lessons of meekness and of lowliness, which always brings rest to the soul. Although you will have trials, yet these trials will be borne only make the way more precious. from ST page 68. Hebrews 13:1, let brotherly love continue. Quote, to be loving and kind, no members of the family can enclose himself within himself. If he is filled with the love of Christ, he will manifest courtesy, kindness, tender regard for the feelings of others, and will communicate to his associates by his acts of love a tender, grateful, happy feeling. It will be made manifest that he is living for Jesus and daily learning lessons at his feet, receiving his light and his peace. The most careful cultivation of the outward proprieties of life is not sufficient to shut out all fretfulness, harsh judgment, unbecoming speech. True refinement will never be revealed so long as self is considered as the supreme object. Love must dwell in the heart. A thoroughgoing Christian draws his motives and actions from his deep heart love for his master. Up through the roots of his affection for Christ springs an unselfish interest in his brethren. Of all things that are sought, cherished, and cultivated, there is nothing so valuable in the sight of God as a pure heart, a disposition imbued with thankfulness and peace. If the divine harmony of truth and love exists in the heart, it will shine forth in works and actions. The spirit of genuine benevolence must dwell in the heart. Love imparts to its possessor grace, propriety, and comeliness of a deportment. Love illuminates the countenance and subdues the voice. It refines and elevates the entire man. It brings him into harmony with God, for it is a heavenly attribute. Allow no selfishness to live in the heart or to find room in the home. When all are members of the royal family, there will be true politeness in the home life. Each member of the family will seek to make it pleasant for every other member. From SD page 80. Will you step up and be yoked up with Jesus and experience the reality of partnering with him? Matthew 11:30, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Life is a breeze and a joy when teamed up with Jesus. Come on now, give it a try. You will never be disappointed. Just get yoked up with Jesus. It's been so nice to share this article with you, and we look forward to meeting again. Thank you for these precious moments of your time. Thank you for watching, and thank you for sharing this with friends and family. So why not get hitched to Jesus? Till then, please stay safe.